Misha Burns in real life,
Yeah.
would you be friends with him?
That is a really good question. I don't know. I would be friends with Zeke. I don't know if I'd be friends with Misha.
Do you want
He's just kind of a prima donna.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so what's your opinion?
I would be friends with Misha so that I could be better friends with Zeke.
Welcome to the Gay Book Club with your hosts, Booker and Reed.
So today we're talking about Bury Your Gays by Chuck Tingle. This story follows our protagonist, Misha. He is a screenwriter in Hollywood. He writes mostly horror TV shows and movies, and he's starting to finally gain traction and kind of become a success. So he's got a hit TV show called Travelers, and he is called in one day to Herald Brothers Studios, which is a veiled reference to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And he's told that he has to kill off his gay characters.
Yeah.
If they're going to finally get together, they need to die. And he basically says, fuck you, that's not happening. And that's where the Bury Your Gays title comes in. That trope of burying your gays. It's really common in Hollywood, both now and historically. So that trope essentially means like queer characters are allowed to exist and experience joy as long as they then
Die.
experience tragedy.
Yeah, tragedy.
Yeah. As long as they die later, bury your gays. It's done to capitalize on queer trauma as well as reassure straight homophobic bitches that, yeah, maybe you see happy gays in your life, but don't worry, they're going to be real sad real soon.
Yeah. Don't worry, we're about to put them in a blender.
Exactly. And Misha basically says, I'm not going to play into that trope, which, you know what, kudos to him.
Love Misha for that.
Yeah, so we're going to dive into spoiler section now. So, like, kind of, like, that's the setup. It's a great book. Check it out. Go read it and come back. But spoiler section.
We're taking you on this. Like, we are taking you on this journey right now.
All right, so you're back. You've read the book. Welcome back. I hope you loved it as much as we did.
Thank you for reading it.
As a reminder, because I always forget everything that I just read.
Same.
So Misha said, fuck you, and then he walks out. He's at the studio where everyone's celebrating because for the first time in history, an AI-generated actor has been nominated for an Oscar. Yeah. So an actor died, they took his image likeness, etc., and created an AI version of him and created a whole new movie, and he's been nominated for an actor. This is served up with a heaping dose of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, this book isn't subtle. It was never meant to be subtle.
Which, for other readers like me who are not, I appreciated that because I needed that.
So, like, as soon as I read that plot point, I was like,
Ding, 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 ding.
oh no, like, the AIs are going to start to attack them. That's
Yeah.
the horror. Like, AIs will kill people. And, like, I was ready for it. And he does it well. But, like, this book, if you're going in for, like, a subtle treatise on this kind of thing, you're not going to get that from this.
There's no reading between the
No,
lines.
there's no reading between the lines in this book. But, like, he knows what he's doing. And
Exactly.
honestly, it works well.
Yeah.
After he says fuck you, he goes and meets his friend Tara for a drink to commiserate. He needs to just let off some steam. They get drunk at the bar, have a great time, and then they leave and they're immediately confronted by a monster. This monster's one that he created, and he thinks that it's just an obsessed fan. It's called the Smoker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Smoker in his movie that he wrote, and in this instance, comes up to the victim and says, do you have a light? If you don't have a light, then he'll kill you in 5 days.
Yes. And crushes your bones and smokes them.
Exactly. And it's a la Ring. If you're our ish age, like, you've seen The Ring. Like,
Yes.
I remember going and seeing that in the $1 movie theater.
Oh, nice.
There's a guy I kind of had a crush on
never
at the
seen it.
time. Really? You've never seen The Ring?
Too scary.
Anyway, so this monster, the smoker, comes up to him, says, "Do you have a light?" He reaches in his pocket because he always carries a matchbook, and we'll get into why here in a second. He doesn't have
He doesn't have a
his
light.
matchbook. So he says, "No, I don't have a light." And the smoker basically does his thing where he says, "I'm going to kill you in 5 days."
Yep.
And becomes real creepy. He's decked out in full-on monster makeup.
Like cosplay, step aside. This character came ready.
Yes. So we learned that there was an actress, dun dun dun, spoiler, an AI actress. Like, again, as soon as you read this, you're like, no, that's, like, I know what's happening here. An AI actress had stolen the matchbook from Misha earlier in the evening so that he would be set up to die.
That's right. Sorry, I forgot that blip. I remember the girl doing that, and there was a lot of question over, like, oh, who is she? Like, she should be in New York filming for something. Oh, but duh, she was AI.
So, as Misha's week goes on, he is confronted by other AI. Well, he doesn't realize they're AI creations. He's confronted by other creations of his making.
Of his own monsters
Exactly.
that are derived from past trauma.
Exactly. So, some of the monsters that he confronts are like the Black Lamb, who is a black lamb that as soon as you get close to it or touch it, it morphs into this monstrous creature that eats you. Then there's Mrs. Y, who represents existential dread from being told, like she represents existential dread, and like she's an alien, and if she touches you, then you see the eternity of time.
Yeah, beginning,
Everything,
everything.
and you essentially turn to a blob of mush.
Yeah, it's too much. You short circuit. I think a nickname for her could also be ADHD. Where you see it all at once, you short circuit, and then you're just mush, and you analysis by paralysis. Paralysis by analysis. There we go. Sorry.
I've heard it both ways. So Misha's starting to get suspicious. So he's like, what is happening here? He gets a security detail from the studio, and initially they think it's like a super fan harassing them. Then they start to think about, like, wait a second, who has access to like this level of costume and makeup and production?
The detail in it, and yeah.
And he starts to wonder, is this the studio saying, if you don't kill off your gay characters, we're going to haunt you? Like, this is... So he starts to kind of, like, question the motives behind this. He doesn't know that it's AI yet, and so he's wondering if this is the studio.
The studio sending out hardcore, not actors, but hardcore well done actors, motivating him to, again, kill off his lesbian characters.
Bury your gays.
Bury the gays.
Then what happens is both the best and the worst part of the book for me. So Misha is nominated for an Oscar for a short film that he wrote, and it's Oscar weekend. Oscars happen on a Sunday. And it also happens randomly to be his high school reunion, which honestly, Oscars are always in like February. No high school reunion is in February. Like, come on.
Right,
Like,
right.
get it together, Chuck Tingle.
Tingle.
Mrs. Y. Anyway, there was a moment where he is essentially holding court. He's with his old high school cohort, and they're curious about him because most of them have stayed home. They've got the more traditional jobs, married their high school sweethearts, etc. And he's gone on to live in Los Angeles. So I think
Hollywood.
exactly. So I think they're naturally curious
Agreed.
about what that
What's
means.
life on the other side?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some of them, and frankly, I identified with these characters. We're like, why do you write horror?
Right. For us, especially, not being horror addicts, and I say that kindly, but like not being of the horror fan genre, why?
Yeah. Yeah, and so I understand that question.
Yeah.
And he gives in that moment probably one of the most understandable defenses of the horror genre that I've ever heard.
Changed my aspect on horror movies.
Truly, me too.
Yeah.
Like, even though I still, like, if I'm sitting on the couch with my husband on a Friday night, like, I don't know that I'm going to click on horror, but I think it changed my understanding. So I'm going to read an excerpt from it.
This is where he drives it home.
Yeah. So he says, horror isn't a celebration of death. If horror were a celebration of death, then nobody would like it. Human beings are conditioned to move towards some behaviors and away from others. We're programmed to self-replicate and protect our legacy, which is why sex is crafted to be just about the best feeling there is. At the same time, we're programmed to push death and pain away as much as possible. It's visceral. We retract our hand from a burning stove. That's obvious. But we also have a deep primal fear of the things that remind us of dying. Creepy crawlers like snakes and spiders were serious threats to our ancestors. Zombies and ghosts are reminders that one day our time will come. Killer robots or hyper-intelligent space aliens pose existential threats to the survival of our species. So why would I want to be around some of those things, Seth questions. Why would I want to see that on a screen? Because nothing is black and white. Sex may be great, but we've got to leave the bedroom sometimes so our bodies don't atrophy and our bones don't snap. We need food, we need sunlight, and the same goes for fear. You don't want to feel that way all the time, but it's a muscle that needs to be exercised. There are scary things in the world. That's just a fact. And if you pretend they're not all around us, then you're in for a rude awakening. Horror offers us a chance to recognize this truth, to explore dark places in a safe way. This is how scary stories work. How horror works. We're all still here, we're safe, and we're alive. We've had that primal rush, and we've exercised those muscles to remind us that death is eventually coming for everyone, but not today. And that's why horror is a celebration of life.
I love that. For me and horror, my relationship with horror,
Yeah.
I connected so many dots, and it was like, oh,
Same.
okay.
Same. Agreed.
And like lens has been changed, and now with horror movies, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Why do you think gays, LGBT folks, love horror, love Halloween? Why do you think they love that so much?
I think they love Halloween because it's an opportunity to be someone they're not, which oftentimes gay individuals, LGBT members of the LGBTQ plus community have to do on a regular basis, but it's an acceptable time to take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
Why they love horror? Up until reading this, I don't know.
So as we've been preparing for this podcast this week, I've been wondering that same question. I've had a few thoughts in my own mind. I think there's a few things. I think horror and camp are intricately related. And I think there's plenty of horror genres or horror movies and books that explore that. Think about like everything from Scream to Rocky Horror. Like I think they're intricately related.
Okay,
And
great point.
gays love camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that there's also an element of confronting trauma, and then we can all say, like, you finish that horror movie and you've survived it, you experience that, and you get to move on. And I think that that's a universal gay experience. Like, we went through something, it was awful, it hurt, it made me feel things, and now I get to move on.
Oh, that's a really good point. It's almost like a bonding experience.
Yeah. I get it more. Like, this book has made me think about queer representation within the horror genre. And I appreciate what I've learned or what I've come to realize.
I agree. I feel like that was kind of the little gift in this book. It was like, okay, like gosh, what's the author's name?
Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle. And he's like, okay, for those of you who don't get it, this is why.
And honestly, I think that was
really helped.
That was
Thank
maybe
you.
both of us.
Yeah. Thank you, Tingle. That helped.
I think that was maybe both of us. Okay, so back to the book.
Oh yeah, sorry.
He's finished with his high school reunion, and he gets on the plane to head back to Los Angeles in time for the Oscars. And he's still unsure exactly what's going on. He has suspicions about maybe it's the studio, maybe it's something more, maybe it's just a crazy fan, but he's not 100% sure what the heck is happening. And while he's on the plane, he looks back and he recognizes one of his monsters, Mrs. Y. So Mrs. Y is that alien that lets you see the beginning and end of time. And he sees this monster stand up, and this monster touches a passenger who then turns to a pile of mush.
Sorry, I just needed that.
And he starts to realize, no, this is real. Like, this isn't just like crazed fans. This is real.
Right, and it's not it's not like a handful of actors that are able to play this out. It's literally everyone on the plane is affected by this character, and he's like he does a quick like thought process in his head of like, okay, the ability for the studio and everyone to be able to coordinate this, the odds of that are just like out the window.
This is not a studio thing.
This has to be...
My monsters are alive. I don't know
Yes.
how. I don't know why.
But they are.
But my monsters are alive.
This is life
real.
or
this
death.
This is happening.
Yes.
So we kind of, throughout the book, learned that there are flashbacks as to where Misha got his inspiration for these monsters. So, for example, the smoker, the guy that asks for light and then grinds your bones after 5 days, comes from an experience with his uncle, who found out that he was gay through his internet search history and forced him to sleep in a cold car so that his uncle could have
a hooker over.
a hooker over, literally, yeah.
Sex worker.
Excuse me. A lady of the night.
For several nights while that uncle is essentially babysitting.
Yeah.
Misha.
And that uncle would always ask Misha to light a cigarette. And so Misha got in the habit of carrying cigarettes, and that's where the smoker comes from. Another of the creatures was the black sheep, the sheep that turns into a monster and eats you. We learned through a flashback that comes from a time when he had a friend named Richie, who he went over to visit one day, and there was some obvious young...
They had crushes on each other.
Yeah, young high school sexual chemistry. And they were playing Mario Kart and ended up having a little kiss. It was so cute.
It really was.
But stupid Richie's older stupid brother, who I hate, and he got hit by a
Hope he
bus, interrupts them, essentially, and Richie ends up...
Interrupts them as they're kissing, right?
Not quite, but close enough.
Okay.
And so, in order to defend his masculinity, Richie punches Misha in the face.
Chuck Tingle
Yeah.
did a really good job. That felt like a very real scenario.
No, for sure. That's a
Because
good point.
There's only one way to show your masculinity and that you're not into this dude that you just kissed.
Yeah.
And it's violence.
That sort of interaction between those two fellers felt very organic.
Absolutely.
That was written by a gay guy who understands how gay folks have to navigate. Is this person interested in me? And not just interested in me, but if I make a move and he's not, I could get hurt.
You could get hurt.
Yeah.
It could not just be social suicide, but suicide.
Yeah. It's more than just a rejection to the heart. It's no, this could...
You're calculating life and death.
Yeah.
I felt that exact same way throughout all of high school.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me.
Yeah. So Richie punches him in the mouth, and he runs away, understandably, and he takes refuge in a barn. My bad. He takes refuge in a barn where there's a young sheep. And so that's where that monster comes from. The final monster, Mrs. Y, comes from an experience when he was young, watching a TV series about CIA agents, and there was some obvious sexual connection between these guys, and the entire season builds up to this moment where it feels like they should finally just fucking kiss.
Make out.
And instead, one of them confesses to the other that, oh, I'm dating Mrs. Y.
Ugh. This demon woman.
And so now he hates Mrs. Y. Well, understandably so. I hate
Yeah.
Mrs. Y. You know what? I do hate Mrs. Y.
Yeah.
So all these monsters are a part of his creation. He gets back to Los Angeles. He calls his boyfriend Zeke, who's amazing, and basically says, like, it's all real. This is all happening.
They're not actors.
I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how, but this is happening.
Yes.
So Zeke basically says, like, okay, what do you need from me? Let's figure this out.
Calculate. Sorry. Interjection.
Yeah.
Zeke, insert perfect boyfriend response.
No, seriously.
This is where, like, there's some suspicion. This is where things don't quite add up. Just like the high school reunion doesn't quite add up. Every response, everything, Mr. Right, the perfect boyfriend, Zeke, every response, every action is like, literally, if you were to type into ChatGPT, what is the perfect gay muscle man response for this?
Or I just discovered the horror creatures that I create have come to life. What would you say? That's what Zeke is saying. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
After I've dissed this guy about 5 times.
So they do some digging and they kind of finally decide, like, this has to be from the studio. Like, this cannot be just truly organic. So Misha goes and confronts Jack, his studio executive, at essentially like a IV spa. And Jack basically is having kind of a nervous breakdown and says essentially, like, just fucking kill your characters.
Right, just right, and it was like he said, just put it in an email. Just tell me you're going to kill your fucking
Just
characters.
put in an email,
Kill the
I
lesbians.
will kill my characters.
Yes,
And Misha's like, you know what? If this is what it takes,
to stop these
I'm
psychos
gonna
from
do
killing
it.
me.
So he sends an email, and Jack is like, great, this is over. And Misha leaves. It's like, oh, good. And then as soon as he gets out of the spa, he's like, this isn't over.
This isn't over.
No. And, like, honestly, at this point, I loved how there was a nod to, like, that horror and thriller and other movie sort of shtick. Like you think you've crested that summit. Nope, just kidding. There's
Right,
a bigger
and-
summit right behind it.
They're like,
Nope.
that's when you get
Nope.
hit by a bus.
Exactly. So after Misha realizes that this ain't over,
Yeah, not even close.
not even close, he decides to follow Jack, the Harold Brothers, aka Warner Brothers studio executive, as he leaves the health spa. So he follows him up, and Jack starts winding through the Malibu hills and ends up in like this really out of the way tiny building. And Misha realizes this is the headquarters of the AI company, dun dun dun, that they bought, that created that AI character who just was nominated for an Oscar. So he's like not sure what to do, and he's like hiding out in his car, and he's like, what do I do with this?
This is weird.
What comes next? He's not sure where to go next. And then all of a sudden, Jack comes running out essentially, and followed closely behind him is the same actor who was just nominated for an Oscar, who's supposed to be dead. Ah! Who could have seen that coming? Not everyone who's ever read this book. So Misha follows them naturally, and they start winding down the hills, and Misha loses them. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is splitting hairs, but at this point, in my head, I imagine they're in like a very rural area, but I don't know if there's a very rural area right side out of Hollywood.
I think so.
Is there?
Yeah, like up in the hills.
I literally have
like-
no clue. So.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like up in the Malibu area. Yeah, there's some dirt roads and stuff still.
Okay. So essentially, I pretended it was Salt Lake City, Utah, and they just drove a little bit, and boom, they're in nothing.
I mean, you can do that in Salt Lake. I take a little more work in Los Angeles. So he's following, and then he loses some, eventually catches up, only to find out that this actor has Jack, the studio executive, tied to a tree, and the actor's torturing him, literally torturing him. And this is the first moment for me where the book was like, oh yeah, it's horror.
This is horror. This is horror. This is some gore.
Yeah. I don't know that it was over the top, but it was violent. These AI characters that they create don't mimic the actors. They mimic the characters that are licensed by Herald Brothers. So the character that's been licensed isn't the actor, who is probably a decent person, or at least not terrible. But this AI mimics the character that he plays, who's a badass gangster who is sadistic and likes to torture people.
Yeah.
So this actor is torturing him because that's what this AI has been created to do.
Yes, that's their jam. That's their yes.
So finally he gets up the courage and he attacks this monster with a tire iron. He bonks him over with the tire iron, starts to fight, looking for the gun, and the monster dissipates into essentially dust.
Because he does a big whack at him, right? And then turns into ash dust. There's a movie where that happens. Not where that, but remember the Green Mile when he would suck the...
Yeah.
That's what I imagine.
I can see that. Such a good movie.
So good. He
good
was so
book.
hot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Sorry, I derailed real hard right there.
That's such a good movie. And talk about movies that'll make you cry.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, that's a good movie.
Ugly cry.
Ugly cry. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm back. Here we go.
Turns into dust, and Misha's like, what the fuck is going on? Mm-hmm. He realizes that Jack is now dead, murdered by this creature. So he goes back up to the studio building and like essentially holds the security guards hostage, where they explain like there are nanobots.
Right. They basically just throw their hands up.
Yeah, and if you didn't see the nanobots coming, like you need to reevaluate your life, because like this was the least shocking
Like,
moment.
are you a trucker?
Yeah.
Which I am, by the way.
So he realizes what's going on. He finally understands, okay, there are nanobots that have gotten loose, and they can create themselves, they can shape themselves, I should say, into
the characters.
characters that are licensed by Herald Brothers. So not the actors, but the characters, which is an important distinction.
I was about to say that line verbatim.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
There we go. Great minds. So Misha goes back home and finds out that his perfect boyfriend Zeke, who I love, and his best friend Tara, who I would absolutely be best friends with, are succumb to the Mrs. Y brain
short-circuiting meltdown.
Yeah.
Mush.
So he has nothing to live for. There's nothing going on. The next day is the Oscars. So he gets all dolled up and starts to head to the Oscars. On his way, he gets pricked by something. Dun, dun, dun. Again.
Oh my gosh, a little stab to the side. I don't know.
This book is not subtle. We know this for sure. So he ends up at the Oscars, and just when it's about to be his turn, he starts to feel ill. He goes to the bathroom, and he realizes there's something creepy crawling with inside him. It was obviously that prick that got him. And he has to cut the worm outside of him.
Sorry, I keep giggling because I'm just like, that had, in real life, that would be a fun role to play, because you're just like,
oh, for sure. Like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Oh my guts. Realizes he has to cut this worm or whatever it is out in order to go give his Oscar acceptance speech. So he does it, and then he goes and gives his acceptance speech, in which he essentially comes out and he proclaims queer joy.
Yes.
And essentially says, like, this is who I am, and I'm not going to kill off gay characters and all this. And it's triumphant. It's a moment of victory for gay characters and gay writers and gay actors everywhere.
Yeah, and he he comes out on a global scale. He has a boyfriend.
Yes.
And he is like opening the floodgates of his own personal gay life.
And I mean, that was interesting to me as someone who, when I came out, it was like a just let it all out. For me, it wasn't like a incremental. It was like, just tell everyone you've ever met that I am super gay. I just want this out there. I'm done with this.
Okay,
Like,
not like in Utah, I'm straight.
No.
But in...
No, for me, it was like, I just want everyone to know I am
love
so
that.
gay. Well, I mean, okay.
I think that's the hardest but the most truest outing.
So for me, what I expected, I came out to my immediate family, including my mom and my brothers. I have 4 brothers. And I expected my mom to immediately go to her sibling. She is one of 9. I expected her to go and just like gossip away. And frankly, I was A-okay with that. Like, I wanted to not have to.
Then you don't have to tell them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it was so interesting to me to learn that like coming out was not a moment. Coming out was something you
Phases.
have to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like every time you meet someone new, every time you get a new job, every time you enter a new meeting, every time you enter a new experience, like everything, you have to come out so many times. Coming out is not a singular experience. And I'm not saying I'm some bastion of masculinity where everyone is like, oh my God, I had no idea you were gay. But also, like, I think that it's still such an experience for gay folks to have to, like, okay, now I've got a new job, I have to come out. I've got a new whatever, I'm on a new team, I have to come out. Like, it's a process. It's not a singular moment in time.
I consider myself out because I'm out to my parents and immediate and those that I love and care about most. But you're right. Like, whenever I start a new job or start working with new people
Yeah.
or meeting new neighbors, there's the coming out point, and there's even like subtleties, lingo,
Yes.
mentions that you learn that are different ways of coming out in degrees.
Yeah.
Like you can say, I'm gay. Or you can subtly say, my partner,
Yes.
which could be male or female, but oftentimes hints towards, I'm gay. Or you can say, like, in our instances, our husbands.
Right.
Or you just never mention anything because it's just work. Who cares?
And I think in certain instances, there's times where I relish coming out. There's times when I get a kick out of being like that subversive jerkwad who gets to
Absolutely.
say like, "Listen up, sweetie, I'm gay."
Would
okay.
you?
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
So recently, I was in a meeting where a straight Mormon bishop tried to explain to me what PrEP was.
Oh,
And I had never understood what mansplaining was until that moment. And in that moment, I was like, oh, so this is mansplaining. I had to stop and be like, sweetie, I'm super gay. Like, I know way more about PrEP than you ever will. So he's at the Oscars. He comes out. He talks about queer joy. He talks about the dangers of burying your gays and that trope. And keep in mind, he just cut out an alien, an AI alien, but whatever,
from his torso.
from his torso. And then he collapses, essentially.
Yeah.
So he wakes up, and all of a sudden, the script has flipped. and Queer Joy is suddenly in.
It's
Yay!
trending. It's the new
It's
thing.
trending.
Algorithm says yes. You should do this.
Algorithm
says yes.
Yeah. Now that it's in, wants him to write the most safe gay love stories
Yeah.
ever. And he's
Gay
like,
wins.
yeah, I write horror where gay people get chopped to bits. I'm not going to do that. And they're like,
Yeah.
and the algorithm's like, well, maybe you should. And if you don't, we're coming for you. I mean, but we're coming for you.
Maybe you'll meet our wood chopper.
So Misha recognizes the danger he and everyone else is in.
Yeah.
And teams up with Tara, who frankly is maybe my favorite. Tara and Zeke are my two favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so the three of them team up to take down this AI algorithm through a complicated series of events, with Tara being the IT exec. End up being able to do it. Yay, hurrah! They took down the evil algorithm. And all of a sudden, everyone realizes like all these people, all these executives, all these actors melt into that same gray dust.
Yeah. Into the ash of...
That same gray ash, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the ending?
I wanted a little bit more of a twist. And so when I was reading, I thought for sure that Zeke was an AI bot. He was too perfect. He was beautiful, handsome, emotionally available, all of the things. And then it turns out he's just the normal bisexual dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, good for him, I guess.
You're right. If like the boyfriend Zeke, if turns out the reason he was so nice and perfect the whole way through is because he was working for the studio. Or
he was an AI creature.
AI.
And then when they finally kill all the AI creatures, he looks over and sees his boyfriend crumbling into dust.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh no, I was in love with the AI. Like, that's what I wanted to see.
I was thinking all along, like, Zeke is too perfect.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that because a lot of times a gay relationship in movies and books and stuff, they're always cheating right and left. Someone gets AIDS and dies, and like it's always like this tragedy and this horrible like
and
complex
that plays
relationship.
into the bury your gays trope. Yeah,
exactly. And so I did really appreciate that it wasn't that. And it was like that was refreshing in the sense that it was like here's like someone who can be in a relationship. One can be crumbling, and one can actually be fully supportive.
So, great book. I loved Bury Your Gays. And I don't love horror, but I love Bury Your Gays. Highly recommend. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. Bury Your Gays by Chuck Tingle.
Boom.
Strap in. It's time for a Gay Book Club quiz.
Now it's time for a Chuck Tingle quiz.
Give it to me.
Okay, so I did some background research on this author. This is my first Chuck Tingle book. It was your
Same.
first Chuck
Yeah.
Tingle book. He is best known for a surreal mix of erotica, satire, and horror. He claims to be a bisexual Taekwondo grandmaster from Home of Truth, Utah.
Shut up.
No, this is true.
That's a town home of...
No, it's not. It doesn't exist. This is fake. He made it up. I'm not exaggerating. He made up this fake town called Home of Truth, Utah.
He got me. It got me.
He claims that it was abandoned in 1977. That's not true. Also not true, he claims to hold a PhD in holistic massage from DeVry University. DeVry University does not offer a degree in holistic massage. So he makes that up as well. Apparently, he does actually live in Billings, Montana. He wears a pink bag over his head in public anytime he is doing a public appearance. He refers to his fans as buckaroos. His books feature everything from dinosaurs to sentient objects to abstract concepts. And that brings us to today's game.
Give it to me.
Are these real Chuck Tingle books?
Oh.
So you will hear a series of titles. Some sound fake, but in the Tingleverse, anything is possible. Okay, you ready?
Ready? I'm so ready.
Question number 1. Which of these erotic fever dreams is a real Chuck Tingle book? A. Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt.
All right. Keep going.
I'm sorry.
You delivered that so well.
No, I had such control. I'm sorry, I did it.
All right. I'm ready.
Buttception, a butt within a butt within a butt.
I was not ready for this.
Okay. I'm sorry. C. Leonardo DiCaprio finally wins his award and it pounds him in the butt. Or D. Pounded in the butt by my book. Pounded in the butt by my own butt. Or E. All of the above.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm going to go with E, all of the above.
Correct. It is
Fuck.
E, all of
What?
the above. Yes. All of those are published books with actual readers. All right. You ready for question number
Butt
2?
in the butt, in the butt, in the butt.
Buttception. All right. Question number 2. Which of these award-winning works of political satire and surrealism are 100% real? This is true. Either A, Oppressed in the Butt by My Inclusive Holiday Coffee Cups. B, There's a Bitcoin in my butt and he is handsome. C, Pounded in the Butt by the Sentient Physical Manifestation of the Year 2016. Or D, Donald Trump's ass is haunted by the handsome ghost of his incriminating tax returns. Or E, all of the above. Which of these books are real?
E, all of the above.
You are correct.
Fuck
It is
no.
E, all of the above. These are all published books by Chuck Tingle. Okay. Question number 3. This is final question. This is worth all the
This is
marbles.
all or none.
This is it. All or nothing. You ready? Okay. Which of these titles would make your book club question all of their life choices? A. Creamed in the Butt by My Handsome Living Corn. B. My Ass is Haunted by the Gay Unicorn Colonel. C. I'm sorry. This is too stupid. C. My sleep paralysis demon is actually pretty hot. And he's pretty great at oral. Or D. I freed this handsome cargo ship from the Suez Canal, and now he's stuck in my butt. Or E. All of the above.
Wait, what was D again?
I freed the handsome cargo ship from the Suez Canal, and now he's stuck in my, butt. Or E, all of the above. Which of these is a real published work?
Okay, I feel like I'm taking the ACT and where it's like, if you don't know, just fill in E the rest of the way through. So I feel like it can't be E, but I'm going to go with E.
Yes, it is E! All of the above! Trick question! All of them are real!
Fuck,
God.
Chuck Tingle.
Chuck Tingle, you are such an interesting person. I'm a fan. Bury Your Gaze was so good.
We loved it.
Check it out. Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. Let us know what you think in the comments.